Yo, what's up guys? My name's Cody and these are the 10 items every lifter needs in their gym bag. I've been training about 17 years plus, so these are absolute staples in my gym bag and they should be staples in yours. So first off, I just want to show you what my gym bag is. Simple man, JanSport backpack. I do not like the duffel bags, okay, like the crossbody carries, right? It makes you like walk all retarded and stuff. I'm not a fan of those, right? I don't like carrying anything in my hands, so a simple JanSport backpack works fine for me. It fits everything. I can just throw it on my back like such. It's compact and I'm hands-free. I can sign in at the gym, I could text, I could say what's up to people, whatever, right? Hands-free. Another thing, after I weight train, I prefer to do some type of cardio. I usually go for a jog, but at some point I'll do a little bit of walking. So like 3 miles per hour with 10% plus incline on the treadmill. And if I have all my stuff in my gym bag and I tighten the straps like this, it actually acts kind of like a ruck. So I like throwing that on when I'm doing any type of walking on the treadmill. Again, this is just my preference for a gym bag. Okay, so without further ado, these are the 10 items every lifter needs, okay? Item number one, and this is number one for a reason, okay? Meaning it is the most important staple, absolute staple, and that is a power belt, okay? Some type of lifting belt, not those cheap ones you can buy, you know, at Big Five or Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever, although I'm sure those are better than nothing. They provide some type of support, but you need something sturdy, okay? This is an Inzer belt. It's 10 millimeters thick, and I'm a size medium. I'm like 32, 33 waist size. This is a medium, and I've had this for like 8 years, 6 years, something like that. Long time. They're a little pricey. They're about 130, 150, something like that, but it's an investment that's gonna last you a pretty dang long time, okay? And I've used the lever belts where, you know, it's the lever, you close it and then you unlatch it or whatever. I'm not a fan of those. I feel like it, I don't know, I feel like it kind of pinched a little too tight on my hips, so I prefer this kind that has the actual buckle, okay? And this has a single buckle here on the belt. Again, it's lasted me like, I think I said 8 years. It's probably closer to like 6 years, maybe 7 years, something like that. But I'm almost 100% positive unless I lose it, it's gonna last me 8 years plus. Okay, so phenomenal investment. Can't stress that enough. Item number one is a gym belt, okay? Item number two, it's number two for a reason, okay? And that is chalk. I used to use liquid chalk, I believe, Iron Club, but they're no longer around, so I just get the blocks of chalk. I pretty much use it for any type of pulling, any rows. I even like using it for when I'm doing like dumbbell bench press, dumbbell shoulder press, right? Anything where I'm gonna be using some heavy weight in my hands, all right? I enjoy powerlifting and strength training, so, you know, using them for deadlifting, I mean, is a no-brainer. And it's great if you're, you know, if your hands get maybe a little clammy or something like that, and you don't want the weight to slip out of your hands, you know what I mean? So the chalk that I use looks like this, gym chalk. I believe it is Rage Fitness Supply, okay? So the chalk, they come in 2-ounce blocks like this, and what you saw earlier in this bag, this is just one of these bricks, so 1 2-ounce blocks. This thing comes with 8 of them, so it's 16 ounces. And I got this last spring. I wasn't using it for about, I don't know, maybe 6 months out of the year last year, but I mean, it's easily lasted me about 6 months already of actual training, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 6 to 9 months. And you can see it's not quite done yet. So this thing here, this 16-ounce block, so it has 8 of these 2-ounce bricks here. This is probably gonna last you, if you're the only one using it, like 2 to 3 years. So phenomenal investment, lifting chalk, okay? That's item number two. Now, item number three, again, number three for a reason. That is wrist straps. They look like this. All right, they're like basically a string with a little loop here, and you just loop it through the hole there, and it goes on your wrist like such. Okay, it's, you know, you might be thinking, well, if you have chalk, why do you need wrist straps? Well, there are certain exercises where I don't want to worry about the bar or the weight slipping out of my hands. Typically, I'll use that for something like RDLs, any type of shrugs, and when I'm going heavy for bent over rows. Say I wanted to just use, I don't know, 2 plates for the RDLs, but it's gonna be pretty dang hard to hold the weight or the barbell in my hands for, you know, 8 to 12 reps or whatever, right? It's probably gonna start slipping out of my hands, and I don't wanna, you know, use the alternate grip. I wanna go double overhand. That's where the straps come into play. Okay, they take your grip out of the equation so you could focus on placing the tension on the muscles you're trying to target, all right? So you're using more of the desired or targeted muscles than you are your grip, okay? So again, I use these pretty much every week because I'm doing some type of variation of shrugs or RDLs or rows every week. I mean, even if you're, you know, trying to go heavy for lat pull downs, I like busting out the chalk for that. But again, there are several uses for them, so they should be a staple in your gym bag. These are Elite FTS. I believe I got them on like Black Friday, or maybe for free, right? Like you spend a certain amount of money and you get it for free in your cart or whatever. I've had these for, yeah, probably like 6-7 years, just like the belt. They haven't ripped. These are the 1.5 inch wide straps, and these are actually 25 inches long. So there's a couple different types of straps you can get. I prefer the thinner width and the longer length because it allows me to wrap it around the bar more times. And yes, it gets a little bit tighter around my wrist, but it takes that emphasis off my forearms that much more. So you could get the ones that are a little bit wider and a little bit shorter, so it's gonna feel like it's thicker. But when I use those, personally, I feel like I'm still using a lot of my grip to hold up the weight. So that's why I go with the thin ones. The only drawback, the only con to these is that they might rip before the thicker ones. But again, I've had these for years and years and they've lasted. So again, Elite FTS, can't say enough good things about these. If you're shopping on Amazon, you can go and grab like the Harbinger ones. I believe I used to grab those at like Sports Authority back in the day. I would go through them pretty quickly, so just kind of a heads up, but they're only like $8 or $9 or something like that. I know that like Gym Reapers is like a popular brand on Amazon, or Iron Bull. If you get any other type other than these ones by Elite FTS and you're like me, just try to get something that's 1.5 inches wide, and then something that's like, you know, over 20 inches long, okay? And it should be pretty dang comparable to these ones. It'll last you a real long time, okay? And if it doesn't, they're super cheap, so no biggie. So that's item number 3, okay? Now, item number 4. I don't use these as much as I used to, but I keep them on me all the time just in case. And that is wrist wraps, okay? So they look like this. You just kind of throw it on your wrist like such. I know I got my Fitbit on, but you throw it on your wrist like such for any type of pressing movement, right? It's gonna keep your wrist pretty stable. I was actually gifted these by a buddy of mine. These are Gangsta Wraps by Mark Bell Slingshot, and they've lasted me, again, probably 6-7 years, something like that. Can't say enough good things about them. I used to be a real big fan of, well, I still am a big fan of Elite FTS, but the one thing I cannot vouch for, unfortunately, are their wrist wraps, because this happens. This little elastic loop that goes around your thumb like this, that helps you like put it on, it would always rip. So I went through like 2 or 3 pairs of these, and within the first month, that elastic loop would like rip off. So it'd be totally not worth it. So I love Elite FTS brand, but that I cannot vouch for their wrist wraps. Again, these are the Mark Bell Gangsta Wraps. I love them. If you were to get them from Elite FTS, I would recommend the normal or the Jupiter wraps. And I believe mine are the 60 centimeters. Obviously your size might be a little bit different. There's only 2 different sizes, 60 or 80 centimeters. So make a decision on that. But again, keep some wrist wraps in your bag. For me, anytime I'm training over about 80% of my 1 rep max, I'm gonna throw them on when I'm pressing. I also like using them when I'm doing barbell overhead press. And then if I'm lifting heavy for squats, I'll throw them on as well. So absolute staple, alrighty? So that was item number 4. And item number 5 are knee wraps or sleeves. It depends on your preference. So they look like this, they wrap around your knee. I throw these on anytime I'm training over like an 80% of my 1 rep max, so 85, 90, 95%, anytime I'm trying to PR, things like that. I'm 32, I'm trying to play the long game, so anything I could do to protect myself, clearly, right? The belt, the wrist wraps, the knee wraps. I'm trying to play the long game. Last year I tore my bicep tendon, unfortunately. It was like a 4 to 6 month recovery, and I don't want any more setbacks like that, right? So can't say enough good things about Elite FTS. These are the 250 centimeters. I could probably get away with the 200 centimeter ones. I'm 5'6", you know, about 160. So I believe these are probably for the bigger boys, but I like wearing them, and I get to wrap them around my leg an extra time or two. So they're a little bit tighter, provide a little bit more stability for me. But you get, whether you're a sleeve guy or you're a wrap guy, keep these in your bag. I actually had gotten knee sleeves one time. I got them a size too big. I gave them away, never tried them on again. But if I were to use knee sleeves, I would go SBD 1000%. And then again, Elite FTS for the knee wraps. Now, if you're, you know, grabbing a bunch of stuff on Amazon and you just want to add it to your cart, Inzer is a popular brand for like powerlifting, weightlifting, stuff like that. I've used their gear in the past, phenomenal quality, you know, pretty comparable to the Elite FTS brand. Those are on Amazon, so if you're shopping on Amazon, get the Inzer brand, okay? Don't take your chances on any of the other brands on Amazon, stick to Inzer, okay? And that goes for actually the wrist wraps as well. You can get the matching pair of the wrist wraps on Amazon too. Staple. That is item number 5. So item number 6, these could arguably be higher on the list. They probably should be. And that's gym clamps or collars, right? I know there's a couple different styles of these. These are mandatory, okay? If you go to a commercial gym like myself, do not rely on your gym to have a pair of these for you, okay? 1000%, 11 times out of 10, they're not gonna be there. Why? I'm pretty sure people steal them. And if they don't, they hide them, maybe, because I never find them anywhere. You might see them one time and you might be lucky enough to use them one time and then you never see them again. So always bring your own pair. For these, I just got these on Amazon, like whichever ones popped up first. If you're shopping on Amazon, make sure you get the 2-inch ones so they actually fit on a barbell, on an Olympic barbell. Keep them in your gym bag 24/7. And if you do not accidentally leave them on the weight or misplace them at the gym, these will last you a lifetime. So I believe they're under 10 bucks. Highly recommend you get yourself a pair, okay? Again, do not rely on your gym to have them if you go to a commercial gym, alrighty? That was item number 6. So item number 7 is a water canister. Okay, I use a hydro flask. Now, I don't really drink that much water while I'm at the gym, rarely. Okay, I like to hydrate the day before, the night before, the morning of, whatever. And typically when I go to the gym, I'm just in and out, right? Like I'm dialed in, I'm just training and that's it. If for some reason I fall short on my water intake, then keeping the water with me comes in handy. I'll just pop the lid off, have a couple sips, whatever. If you're trying to get in and out the gym like myself, it's gonna save you time. That way you're not getting up and walking to the water fountain and then walking back. Or if you're trying to claim like a piece of equipment that's open, but you gotta get a sip and you walk away and then you come back and someone's on it, right? Like just keep it in your bag. It's gonna keep it cool. It's gonna be on you the whole time, your whole training session. Good investment, okay? The Yeti's good, thermo flask. I use a hydro flask. Get yourself some type of water canister, okay? That's item number 7. And item number 8, I feel like this could have been a little bit higher on the list. Mandatory, get yourself a gym towel. Okay, was just a free towel I got at a baseball game years and years ago, but bring a gym towel. Okay, one of my biggest pet peeves at the gym is when you roll up to the bench press or a piece of equipment, some machine, and it's just covered in somebody else's sweat, right? And sweat that is not your own. And then you have to be the good Samaritan and wipe it down before you can use it, right? So it's kind of like the golden rule: do unto others as you would like others to do unto you, or whatever. You guys know how that goes. But bring the towel with you. And yes, commercial gyms do have like paper towels where you can spray it with some disinfectant or whatever and wipe it down. But sometimes, you guys know this, sometimes the paper towel rolls are out. Then what are you gonna do, right? You get down there on your knee and you're using your shirt and you're wiping it, right? Just bring a gym towel and you'll never have that problem, okay? And then it's just common courtesy. And just for the sake of this, take, if you're on the equipment and there's no visible sweat, on the bench or the machine or whatever, after you're done using it, I don't mind if you don't wipe it down. But if you're dripping sweat and you're leaking and it's clearly all over the bench, you bet your ass you better be wiping that shit down. So don't be that guy, okay? It's simple gym etiquette, okay? So a good habit to have. So that's item number 8. You could get towels in bulk on Amazon, super freaking dirt cheap, okay? Don't overthink it. It's a towel. Get it at Target, like whatever, okay? But if you're buying a bunch of stuff on Amazon, I know they're cheap on Amazon. You can get like 8 of them for a really cheap price, okay? So that was item number 8. Item number 9, running shoes, okay? If you're like me, again, I mentioned earlier, I love doing cardio after I weight train. So most of the time I'm going for a run. Sometimes I go for a walk. Sometimes I do both. It just, depends what I'm programming, what my goals are at the time. But I train in Chucks, right? Flat surface shoes or Vans. And I'm not gonna go run or walk, maybe walk. Well, it's probably gonna be pretty uncomfortable, but I'm not gonna go running and doing cardio in my training shoes, in my flat surface shoes. It's gonna be 10 times more comfortable in some running shoes. 2, like some people get slides, but like maybe you had a heavy session, your feet are a little sore, and you're gonna, you have a long drive home or whatever, you can slip off your training shoes, throw on your running shoes, just like you would your slides, and at least you could be a little bit more comfortable, during your drive home or wherever after your training session. But these are a staple, okay? These are the Nike Revolution 6s. Nothing fancy, nothing special. I've had a couple pairs of these and they're super cheap, and that's why I get them. I'm not like a big gym fashion guy, right? I think the gym isn't a fashion show, should not be a fashion show, right? So I don't, I'm not rocking the Vomeros or, Ultra Boosts or things like that. I'm sure they're pretty comfortable, but these get the job done just fine. They're like 60, 65 bucks, pretty dang cheap for a running shoe. Decent quality, they last me a while, and when these wear out, I'm probably just gonna go buy them again. Doesn't really matter what running shoes you get, but staple, okay? Now, number 10. Item number 10, headphones, okay? I use AirPods. The AirPod Pros, 2nd generation, whatever headphones, work for you. Some of you might be Android users. Everybody that has an iPhone, you can get a pair of AirPods. And, okay, should you be able to train without using or, without listening to any type of music or with some lame gym music playing on in the background? 1000% yes. Okay, you should be able to, turn this on, take it there mentally like that in a heartbeat, regardless of your circumstances. Okay, I believe you should be able, whatever your max is, like you should be able to just do that regardless of anything else going on in the world. 1000%. But I'd be lying if I said that music doesn't help take me there, and quicker too. So I don't go a day without listening to music while I'm training. Just get yourself a gosh dang pair of headphones, okay? And too, maybe say you have a phone call, you're expecting a call from your doctor or family member, friend, whoever. Obviously you could still train and be busy at the gym right? And just take the call on your headphones. Or two, like for me, how I go for a walk on the treadmill and I do some cardio. If I wanted to listen to a podcast and learn something, guess what? I could do so with my headphones. Or when I'm walking or I'm on the bike, maybe it's like a conditioning day or something like that, and I'm kind of stationary doing like zone 2 cardio, whatever. Say I want to watch a YouTube video and learn something and actually be productive at the gym, I could do that as well. So bring a pair of headphones to the gym with you, okay? Just slip it in your gym bag. And again, I don't go a day without listening to music. So let me just run this back for you one more time. This was item number 10, but let me run back through them really quickly, okay, just to kind of recap everything. Item number 1 is a lifting belt. I prefer a power belt. Get yourself a sturdy gym belt, not one of those cheap ones at Big 5. Item number 2 is gym chalk, some type of lifting chalk, and you could throw it in a gallon-sized bag like me. It gets a little messy, but whatever, gym ain't supposed to be pretty. Throw it in a gallon-sized bag like that, or some Tupperware. Item number 3 are wrist straps. Again, they look like this, and they just loop around your wrist like such. Boom. Item number 4 are wrist wraps for that wrist stability if you're pressing anything heavy. Item number 5 are knee wraps or knee sleeves, whatever floats your boat. Item number 6, gym clamps or collars. Item number 7, a water canister. Item number 8 is your gym towel. Item number 9, running shoes. And item number 10, headphones. Okay, these are all staples, must-haves in your gym bag, seriously. If you want to be the most prepared at the gym for anything you have programmed, some things unexpected, maybe you want to use a particular piece of equipment or do a certain exercise, but it's taken, yada yada. If you got to improvise, it's just always better to come prepared, okay? So all these are staples in my gym bag. They should be staples in yours. You can pretty much get everything on Amazon for the most part. I'll go ahead and link all these items here in the description. And I thank you very much for your eyeballs and for your ears and for your time. Hope you got some value out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.